Hi folks, good morning everyone, and thanks for your time. Thanks for joining in the channel. As usual, this channel will be offering a lot of exciting tips about careers, life and things like that. I urge you to subscribe to the channel. Also going to discuss a very important topic today. I urge you to watch till the end without missing anything. A sabbatical is a very important thing happening nowadays in our work lives. All of us take sabbaticals. We call it jobs, breaks between jobs, sabbaticals, or in whatever nomenclature. Essentially, in today's long and dynamic workplace careers and the way the workplace is shifting thanks to competition and a number of extraneous factors, all of us are forced to take a job break at some point in time. It could be for health reasons, it could be for personal reasons, it could be for professional reasons. There is downsizing happening everywhere. When there's a huge change in the external marketplace, there is bound to be some amount of flap cutting by organization, and intentionally or unintentionally, irrespective of how good we've been performing the organizations, we certainly are forced to take a sabbatical. There's absolutely no doubt about it. So the more important point is, how do we raise ourselves after a sabbatical? Sabbaticals are very common, and sabbaticals can be both short, long and medium term. Some of us probably are used to taking a sabbatical of 1 or 2 months and coming back soon to the workplace, but some of us maybe for personal issues and issues which are beyond our control, carry on the sabbatical for a longer term, maybe 3 months, 6 months and things like that, due to unfortunate situations, if I can use that word. For example, if you are suddenly pink slipped on a particular job and the job market has been bad externally, and also given factors like the kind of role you're looking at, the kind of stature you're in, the number of years of work experience you possess as a professional, all these are factors which come into play as to how quickly you can get back to work after a sabbatical. So sometimes things are in our control, sometimes things are not in our control, but essentially what happens is, it is very important to position ourselves properly after sabbatical. Irrespective of how short or how long the sabbatical is, it is extremely crucial that we remember 3 important factors when we get back to work after sabbatical. What are the 3 important factors? Stay tuned and watch till the end, you'll understand. The number 1 factor after sabbatical is staying extremely confident. We have to be consciously aware of the fact that sabbatical is very normal. Don't allow people into dictating terms to you or telling you that, oh, you have taken a sabbatical, something is very wrong with your profile. Everybody takes a sabbatical. As a matter of fact, if you attend interviews, even the person who's interviewing you, the interviewer, would have taken a number of sabbaticals in his career, despite that he is in a leadership role. So taking a sabbatical is not a sin, as long as the reasons are right and reasons are within or without your control or outside of your control. It is very normal to take a sabbatical. What is important is to how you have worked in your career path until the sabbatical. How well have you shined in your role? What are your core competencies? What are your extremely niche skills which you have? And what are your probably outlier skills which you can take to the job market which nobody else has? Always look at those things, focus on those things, and for sure each of us has those 1 or 2 skills which can be easily picked and said that, look, in these skills we are outliers and you will not get anybody like me in the market. So with that kind of attitude, you for sure will not sympathize on yourself. There will be no self-sympathy, and you'll be extremely sure that you are seen upon with respect and dignity when you go for interviews. On the contrary, if you really start self-sympathizing and thinking yourself that, oh my God, I'm going to a job after sabbatical, I'm sure I'm going to struggle, people are not going to respect my role, people are not going to give me the appropriate role I want, I have to make compromises and things like that. This mental frame of mind immediately shifts your body language to a negative tone and makes sure that you really aren't going to get what you deserve, or even much more than that. So the most important thing and the number 1 thing you need to remember is that stay extremely confident that you when you hunt for a job after sabbatical, when you go through to a particular job, either through consultants or directly through corporate interviews, make sure that there is no semblance of regret because you are on a sabbatical and you feel sad and things like that. Be extremely confident. Make a list of about 5-6 skills which are irreplaceable skills as far as you are concerned. Think about skills which are only those of yours, and none of your peers have those kind of skills. So with that kind of mindset and attitude, for sure you can go across and meet the interviewers with extreme confidence, and that is a very, very important skill. Remember, it is all about your confidence, and more than your competencies, it is your extreme confidence and the way you communicate that is going to matter after sabbatical. Not long just after sabbatical, even any normal interview, the kind of confidence, the kind of extreme competencies which you display both in soft skills and hard skills are those which dictate as to how well you are going to be considered for the job, or nothing else. That is point number one. Point number two, because you are in a sabbatical, irrespective of how short or long it is, never undersell yourselves in the market, because irrespective of how confident you are, there is a tinge of thought process in you which thinks that, okay, I have taken a sabbatical, so naturally I won't get the role I want, I won't get the compensation I want. No, never go with that mindset, never undersell yourselves. Be very sure, and you probably give that communication both verbally and non-verbally to the interviewer or anybody who is in the interview panel, that I'm not here to bargain as far as the role and compensation is concerned. You have to hire me if you think that I'm fit for the job. As long as you think I'm fit for the job, you hire me, and the rest I will show in terms of how I perform and things like that. And that's how I performed all along in my career. So in these discussions which you're going to undergo or take through, highlight some of the 5-6 points or highlights of your career. I always call this as a storytelling point of view. There is another extremely interesting video which I put across as to why you should not be just writing CVs but writing stories or telling stories. Please go through that video. You'll find a very, very interesting perspective as to how you should sell stories. So like that, keep storytelling in mind. Highlight about 5-6 very, very important points when you go for job discussions, more so when you go after sabbatical. And make sure that those 5-6 core competencies are communicated extremely effectively to the interviewers, and they think that, okay, here is somebody who matters, here is somebody who means business. So the second point, very, very important point, whatever be the situation, never undersell yourselves. I'm sure you are not going with the best of frame of mind when you go for a job interview. There will be some personal crisis, you are on a personal break because somebody in the family has got health issues. You yourself would have had some health issues, and because of which you've taken a break and gone, you're going back. So despite that, never have an apologetic tone, because you are probably not in the best of situation. Never communicate that to the interviewer. You make sure that you are not in a mood to undersell, and you communicate that very clearly both to the consultants, to the company, that look, I'm not here to undersell myself. As long as you have an appropriate role and compensation for me, then we'll talk business. And the third most important thing is, try and avoid taking a cut in the role as well as compensation. Why am I saying this? Because what might appear to be a very, very small cut in the role and compensation is going to be set you back for about 5-6 years. Imagine you presently are in a team role, and because you are desperate and you are going to an interview after sabbatical, you try and tell them that, look, even if it is not a team role, I will take it. Well, consciously, if you think that you will shine better in an individual role and you've made a decision for you in the long run, that it is only the individual roles where you will shine, then it is fine. Otherwise, if you are going to take a cut in the team role to an individual role, mainly because your situation is desperate and you don't want to waste time or wait any further after sabbatical to get back to work, then remember, making those small compromises will set you back by almost 3-4 years, and it will almost set back your entire career by years and years. If you compare it with your peers who are in a similar situation, you will almost set the clock back by a decade, and that is going to be a very, very tough situation to come out from. I know it's extremely tough on a personal front. There are financial issues, there are issues in terms of taking care of the family and things like that. The money in the bank is depleting and things like that, but that doesn't mean that you should be willing to take a cut as well as the role and compensation is concerned. I know it's a very, very tough bargain, I know it's a tough situation, but I will tell you very, very importantly that never ever take a cut in role and compensation. I personally, as a career, in my career path, have undergone that situation. I've taken cuts in role and compensation, and you believe me, I have lost almost a decade or so in terms of where I should be in my career. Of course, I have chosen a different path to be a career coach and a career consultant. I also am a practicing public relations professional. But as long as I was in my work life, I really could never set the clock forward or move the clock forward because of some mistakes which I made. So my sincere request to you is never make that mistake of underselling yourselves, and never make the mistake of taking a cut in the role and compensation. Yes, compensation, as long as the fixed compensation is the same, and there should be some changes in the variable compensation and things like stock options, things like that's fine. But otherwise, you make sure that your basic compensation is intact, and you make it very clear that despite whatever situation you are in, and irrespective of whatever situation they are in and what they have to offer, you will never ever take a cut in basic compensation. So after sabbatical, keep these three issues in mind, keep these three very important points in mind, and if you bear these points in mind, for sure you will rise from the ashes like a phoenix after the sabbatical also. But you commit any of these mistakes, take my word, it is going to be a big fight back to your career path again, and it is going to take years and years for you to come back to normalcy. See you in another video. I am sure you like the content of this video. Press the like button and stay subscribed. I will come back to you with much more interesting topics sooner. Thank you and have a wonderful week ahead. I wish you the very best in your life and career. Thank you.